Hey guys, this is Mike with the Below Average Wrestling Podcast. I want to apologize before the show starts because this podcast was recorded pretty loud with the microphone. Did not notice that I had the mixer up very loud. So I want to apologize because it is pretty rough to listen to. So hopefully I can have that issue addressed by next Thursday. So sorry for the podcast. It was actually a really good podcast and I'm pretty pissed off that I messed it up. But accidents happen, and I'm not an audio engineer or anything like that, so I'm still learning as well. So I'm going to look into the issue, see what went wrong, and hopefully I can fix it by next week. But hopefully you guys can enjoy what you can hear or listen to from this podcast. So thank you guys. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Below Average Wrestling Podcast. My name is Mike.
My name is Jonathan.
I slowed the hell down this time, didn't I? Well, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. If you're listening to this and it's like in the evening, go with your damn family, motherfuckers. What are you guys doing listening to us?
For real, man.
Right?
I would be eating. I'm not Yeah, I would be eating.
Yes, please eat. This is the time for you to eat, and it's the time for you to go, be thankful, and then like go to the store and not be thankful and just push people around for Black Friday. That's the holidays.
I don't do Black Friday. I did it once, maybe like 10 years ago.
That is the holidays, Jonathan. Please do not ruin the holidays for all of us.
Dude, my family is doing Thanksgiving at 3-4 p.m. so people have time so they can go Black Friday shopping.
You know what? Well, you know what? That's welcome to my Thanksgiving. But it's not. It has nothing to do with Black Friday shopping, though. My Thanksgiving is because my parents are very old and they eat very early. So our Thanksgiving is going to be like at 4 or something. So then I'm like, oh, what are we going to do after that? So yeah, we're probably going to go Black Friday shopping. I got a couple of things I want to get. Nothing too crazy.
I will not be shopping. I don't like the crowds. I don't like.
Really?
No,
dude.
I don't like stores.
I'm taking you with me, dude. Fuck that, dude.
I don't like stores. I go to a store and I know what I want and I leave.
I know what I want as well, though.
Yeah, but there's going to be a lot of people that probably want the same thing.
Probably. But I'm sure they're going to have like a lot of items. I'm sure I'll be okay. I'm not going to die. Jonathan, grow a pair. Go to Black Friday, dude.
Just wait for Cyber Monday.
I do Cyber Monday too. I like Cyber Monday as well, but I'm very impatient. So I'm like, I want it now.
Or I just wait till like a month later. They still have the same prices.
Some items, yeah, dude.
So.
Like maybe like Old Navy. Old Navy's got like 50% off of everything, like all the time. Every day though, right? That's like Old Navy. Every day they got like 50% off of everything. But yes, hopefully you guys are enjoying your Thanksgiving weekend. If you guys are, have the days off, that's fantastic. Because I have a 4-day weekend, and you're your own boss, so you can do whatever the hell you want.
But I gotta work.
Oh, you gotta work tomorrow, huh?
Yeah, I gotta work through.
You got a gig
Saturday night.
Yeah, I mean strippers have to work too, so you know it's.
You gotta make your money.
You gotta make the money, man. Anyways, Survivor Series was this past Sunday, and before we move on to Survivor Series, I watched NXT, the Takeover. That thing was amazing. You probably didn't watch it.
No, I didn't watch it.
But it was freaking dope, dude.
I always
top to bottom.
I always keep hearing that that they're always good. That's always better. Actually.
It's always better.
Yeah, I heard it was better than the Survivor Series itself.
Yes, it's unfortunately always better because technically the main roster, and I'm doing it in quotes here, is supposed to be better, but no, this one was I don't know. I guess let's move on to Survivor Series because
Survivor Series was there.
Because I felt the exact same way. I didn't like it. And I don't think it was the matches because I thought a lot of matches were pretty damn good. I think one of the reasons I didn't like Survivor Series was because of the finishes.
But it was only like 1 or 2 finishes that were.
I think, yeah, there's a few finishes that I didn't like. But let's start with the pre-show because that is where SmackDown gets their one and only victory of the day, which it goes unnoticed a lot. They keep saying clean sweep, but it was not technically a clean sweep.
I guess just because it was the main show, not the win wasn't a pre-show.
And you know what? And I was on Twitter on Monday when they kept saying clean sweep, and then people on Twitter was like, it's not a clean sweep, and now you're just burying a bunch of people in the roster. You're burying the New Day. You're saying that all those tag team guys, all of them, their match did not matter. And I was like, yeah, you know what? That's kind of fucked up. Like you don't really say that.
Yeah,
like,
it's kind of like coming back to knowing that the New Day wore that shirt in SmackDown.
Yeah, you're saying like, who else was in that? The Usos, the New Day. They're probably one of the better tag teams in today's wrestling. You know what I mean? And you're kind of burying them, saying, "Nah, man, you guys' matches didn't really count."
Right.
Yeah, they are all right. But this match went a long time. Probably one of the longest matches of the night. It went 22 minutes and 20 seconds.
I did not watch it.
Oh, you didn't watch it?
I didn't get to watch
I
it.
thought, you know what? It started off really boring. And then towards the end, because it was an elimination match, so it started winding down. There was less people that, you know, I guess you really didn't care about.
Yeah.
And it, like the clones. You know what I mean? But then, it started getting better and better and better and better. And I thought it was a decent match.
Okay. No, I didn't get to watch it.
You didn't get to watch it? But SmackDown pulls out the W. So, yeah, I thought it was decent. But we move on to Raw, whereas the first match is Raw. We got Team Raw, Mickie James, Nia Jax, Tamina, Bayley, and Sasha Banks, who, you know, Bayley and Sasha Banks replace Ruby Riott and Natalya because I guess they couldn't get along. That was the storyline.
That storyline's dumb. They probably realized that they're like, okay, wait. They probably didn't notice who had they put on the team.
Well, remember when we talked about it last week? We were like, hey, you know what, Bayley and Sasha Banks, you know, they're just being left out, and that kind of sucks. You know, they might. I was speculating, thinking, hey, they might interfere or something. But yeah, I was completely way. I think we were both completely way off of this pay-per-view.
Yeah, we were super off. This match was okay.
Yeah.
I in a way like that they're that Nia Jax is using her breaking
really
nose. They're like emphasizing that she did it, and you didn't notice. What
no, I know what they did, but you liked it. I absolutely hated it.
I think they probably just saw, since she just turned heel, it would just work for her. I think that's probably what they're doing.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing.
I liked it, but I'm just saying they probably saw an opportunity and they're like, let's just go with it.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what happened. They saw an opportunity and they're like, let's just go with it. And it's so funny that all these, I guess you can say, all these women wrestlers are being pushed up or are being helped out in some way or form by Becky Lynch's character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because Becky's so over, they're going with the face breaker. I thought it was so stupid. So stupid. Michael Cole kept saying #face breaker. I thought that was like, oh my God, I just want to throw away my TV. Like, I just want to just throw it away.
Because they're trying to put that trending.
It's so stupid. It's so stupid. But I saw that. I noticed that her character. I absolutely hated it. I thought it was dumb. I thought, because one of the reasons is that I know they were trying to use it as heel heat and all that stuff, but one of the things that I saw on Twitter wasn't really heel heat. It wasn't that people were like, oh yeah, she's a bad guy, it's doing a good job. No, people just really just like are fed up with her. It's almost like we just hate you, heat. Like we don't really care about you. We just hate you.
It's because I think they're just pushing her in everybody's faces. That's really what they're shoving it down everybody's throat, kind of. You know, because she came back. She was gone for a month or two. Right? Yeah. I don't know, but I just noticed that they're using the whole face breaker thing.
Face breaker. I thought it was so stupid.
Well, we'll see. People don't like her, so.
And that's what I was saying. Like, I don't know if you remember this a long time ago, but they would, X-Pac. You remember X-Pac?
Yeah.
Okay, so X-Pac. There's a term that goes with X-Pac that's called X-Pac heat. So you got, you're getting heat from the fans, but then you get X-Pac heat. And the difference between X-Pac heat and just heat is heat, you're just getting it because you're just a heel, you're just a good heel. X-Pac heat was that you're just getting it because people are just freaking annoyed with you and they just don't like you. And I think that's where she's kind of heading towards, where it's that X-Pac heat, where it's just like, like I said, I was going on Twitter and you can see the majority of the people were just like, they're just fed up with her. They were really fed up the fact that this was not the first time she injured someone, that it keeps continually happening. And like I said, like we've talked about, I think we talked about it last week, and like in any other sport, I'm very for the fact that maybe Nia Jax should take a couple of months and go developmental, and she could probably be ready to go again by WrestleMania time. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I was really for that because, look, you don't watch many sports, but I do. You know what I mean? And I've always tried to put it together with sports. If you're not doing good at your job, or if you're not, for baseball, I like baseball. If you're not hitting well, or if you're not pitching well, they're gonna send you down to the minor leagues. Yeah. So once you get your skills going, or once you hone your skills, and you're a little bit of a better player, I guess you can say, you get called back up. And I think that's something that they're overlooking, and I think they're really overlooking it because she's The Rock's cousin. Yeah, and that's completely the truth. And again, that's where the heat is coming from. I think the heat is coming from saying, you know what, you legitimately injured somebody, and that's not the first time you injured somebody. You've injured according to like the internet, and I've seen around, there's at least been 5 women that she's injured in the last 2-3 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's been a lot of women that she's injured. Alexa Bliss, she's injured Bayley, she's injured now Becky Lynch. She injured Zelina Vega recently. She just injured Zelina Vega like a month and a half ago. You know what I mean? So, you know, like, it's like, if I'm not performing at my job, they're probably going to fire me. Now, I'm not saying they should fire Nia Jax, but I do think that it's a good idea that if you do, you know, if it's been proven that maybe you're a little sloppy, you're a little stiff, or you're just not, you know, doing what you're supposed to do, they should send you down, hone the skills a little bit, get it back in shape, and come back up, and you'll be a monster again. But you gotta
you just need to be retrained.
You gotta retrain some of those things, because we were talking about it, and I was talking to my brother about it as well, and I was like, that was a stiff ass punch, dude. That was a punch. Like, it wasn't a wrestling punch. It was like, nah, man, I'm swinging.
Yeah, that was a hard hit.
You know what I mean? And then it's like, well, how do you swing? How do you feel comfortable working with somebody that's just gonna be very, I guess, messy? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know the punches she was throwing were actually like street fight punches.
Yeah, exactly, like street fight punches. So one of the reasons, okay, they're using the face breaker and they're using that to get heat. But I think going back to what I was saying, I think the reason that the fans are just booing her, it has nothing to do with the heat. Well, because she's a heel, it has everything to do with they just don't. They're just fed up with her shit. Yeah. So that's one of the reasons I didn't like it. But we'll see. They're gonna push her down the moon, because as long as she's The Rock's cousin, she's gonna get pushed. That's the end of the story. Yeah. But yes, that team did defeat it, and classic WWE, which I knew was going to happen. Once they came out with the face breaker and Nia's entrance, I was like, Nia's winning this.
Oh, that she was gonna. Yeah. Who else was gonna?
It was well, yeah, but it was well, I could have seen like Bayley or Sasha Banks and something like that. But yeah, once I saw that they were really pushing the fact that Nia's a fist and all that stuff, blah blah.
That she was gonna win.
I was like, yeah, she's winning this shit, and yeah, that's exactly what happened. Mandy Rose did good, dude.
Oh yeah, she did. I thought that.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up because that's your girl, but
no, I did see that she was actually the one that was. She made it seem like, you know, she's the only one that wanted to be in the match. So it was good, though.
Yeah. Seth Rollins versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Seth Rollins defeated Shinsuke Nakamura. I thought it was a good match.
It was a good match.
Yeah, it wasn't great, but I thought it was a good match. Seth Rollins won with the blackout. And is that what it's called, the blackout?
Yeah, the one with the head. No. Wait, no, the stomper.
The stomp, or whatever the hell it's called, stomp, or whatever the hell it's called. Yeah, yeah, it was a good match. I liked it. El Stomp. AOP defeated The Bar.
That was funny.
Really, you think that was funny?
I know. I like the chant was funny.
Oh, the chant was hilarious. On Monday, the chant was hilarious.
No, that I saw him push the button.
Oh, you saw him push the button?
He was like trying to go like this, and then you could tell he was pushing.
He was pushing something, something for something to come out.
Yeah.
This match was probably the shortest match of the night. 9 minutes it went, so that was really short. But yeah, what was I gonna say about this? Yeah, I'm not surprised that AOP won. But the Drake Maverick with the Pete thing that has Vince McMahon written all over it. You know for damn sure, because Vince McMahon loves like toilet humor. Like he freaking loves toilet humor. So you know for damn sure that Vince McMahon was backstage like, ha 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 ha. I thought that's some funny stuff.
I thought that's my
Vince McMahon impersonation.
Monday was funnier.
Oh yeah, I thought so too.
They were bagging on him, and then the people were chanting the POPP.
Yeah, the backstage segment was really corny to me. That was on Monday. That was super corny to me. But whatever.
Like corny shit.
No, you got toilet humor like Vince McMahon, don't you, huh? Motherfucker. Buddy Murphy defeated Mustafa Ali in a fantastic match.
It was a good match, bro.
This one probably would have been the match of the night. It was probably my second favorite match of the night.
It was a really good match.
I really liked it. I'm not surprised that this match was really good. And I think that we even talked about it last week. I was like, dude, this match easily was going to be top 3 of the night. No surprise. Excellent match.
No, it was an awesome match. I really liked it. They both gave it all.
Yeah.
And, but Buddy Murphy's going to be champion for a while.
Yeah, I think so too. I think I like him a lot. But I like Mustafa Ali a lot too. Yeah. He's fantastic. That Spanish fly is awesome, man.
Fuck, bro, that's just tight.
Yeah, I think it's tight. Yeah. Team Raw, which featured Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, and Bobby Lashley, defeated The Miz, Shane McMahon, Rey Mysterio, Samoa Joe, and Jeff Hardy.
This match was all over the place.
This match was horrible.
It was bad. It was
horrible.
I thought it was gonna be a little better.
First of all, they eliminated Samoa Joe in like literally like 30 seconds. That pissed me the hell off.
He was literally I guess you can say the baddest one out of all of them that were there. That
right.
Blue, right? And he gets. I was like, oh shit.
Dude, that pissed me the hell off. I was that's why I couldn't enjoy the match after that, and it wasn't just because of Joe. I just felt like I knew where this was heading. You know what I mean? And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was like, what? Like, you just literally just eliminated Joe in the first 30 seconds of the match, and like that's it.
I don't know, man. I didn't know how to feel about that.
I absolutely hated this match.
Yeah, this match. I actually stopped paying attention to it.
Yeah, I hated this match. I hated the way it was written. I hated the fact that it was just completely domination. Like I don't like. I've always been.
It was complete domination, and they were still fighting amongst themselves.
Yeah,
that's how.
Yeah, exactly. That's how messed up they made SmackDown look. And like a lot of people were talking, they were like, how the hell did they make SmackDown lose when Fox just gave them like a crap load of billions of dollars or millions of dollars. I don't know how much they gave them, but Fox gave SmackDown a crap load of money so SmackDown could move to Fox. SmackDown was moving to Fox next October.
Yeah.
And they gave them a crap load of money. And I was like, and I think I tweeted, I was like, hey, is it too late for Fox to get their money back?
For real? No, it was horrible, man. That match was bad.
It was super bad. It was all over the place. It was super bad. I did not like the match. They made all of SmackDown's top stars look like freaking jobbers.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
I don't even want to talk about it anymore.
Yeah, it was horrendous. Ronda Rousey defeated Charlotte Flair via disqualification. Probably the best match of the night.
This was the best match of the night.
Yeah, it was.
I wasn't expecting the ending. I kind of liked it. But I kind of get it. They didn't want to give either one a fair win. Yeah, because they are very important to the company, and I guess a loss to each other probably wouldn't like a good legitimate loss. But
I think the ending is completely justified. I do. I think for like the only ending for the whole show, I think that was justified was this one, because I think you're right. They couldn't give Ronda a win. They were gonna give Ronda the win. I think there was no chance that Charlotte was going to win. Yeah. I think, but you couldn't. You didn't really want to give Ronda the win nor Charlotte, because this match is also money. As much as Becky versus Ronda is probably a little bit more money right now because of how Becky's been doing it, this match also has money written all over it. And I think we mentioned, I was like, this match is a Royal Rumble match. This match is a SummerSlam match. This match is a good match.
And the match that they gave makes people want more. Like, I want to watch another match. Yeah. So, and for them to put this match together in last minute. I knew this was not gonna. This is not how it was going to end. So legitimate. This was probably the way that it had to end, and I'm completely okay with the way it ended, because you can't build a money match in 3 days or whatever the hell it took them, 5 days, whatever it was. And I appreciate that they gave it enough time.
They did. Decent amount of time.
Decent amount of time for the match, for us to enjoy the match.
Yeah.
And then, oh shit, this girl's about. And kudos to Ronda for taking her first beating.
She took an ass whooping.
Yeah, because that's a real beating. Like, she actually took a real beating. So it was good, man. I really liked the match. It was a really, really good match. I wasn't expecting this match, actually. I wasn't expecting it to be this good.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting
because of Ronda's experience.
Yeah, because and you know what? That's true, because Ronda didn't have enough time to train for this match. Normally, from what I understand, is that Ronda, because of her inexperience, she trains beforehand. Like, she'll go like with Charlotte, and they'll go over the match, step by step. So they'll be training, they'll be memorizing what they're supposed to do, and they'll just kind of talk to each other in the ring and say, hey, this is next, or this is next. And probably somebody like Charlotte, who's been doing this for a while, is probably the one that's going to have the memory and say, hey, you know what, we're doing this next, we're doing that next, we're doing this next. So for them to have 5 days to put this match together,
they must have trained every day.
They must have probably done it starting from like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. They were probably training for
the match. Yeah, how it was gonna go, and then because I know that sometimes they don't do step by step. Sometimes they kind of wing it, but they know kind of.
They kind of know. Yeah.
But I think something with somebody like Ronda, it would probably be a step by step type of thing, and it depends on the wrestler too. Yeah. Because I know I've heard of wrestlers, like I heard that Randy Savage used to always talk it through before, and he wanted to do it step by step and everything. And so it's just
some guys can do that. Some guys can do that. Charlotte's probably somebody that who can do that. To be honest with you, she's very talented, so she's probably somebody that can do something like that. I doubted that they did it with Ronda just because of Ronda's inexperience. I'm sure they at least got together during the week, at least 1 or 2 days, and hashed out the plan.
Match. It was a very good match. It really was.
Yeah, I liked it too. Like I said, the ending was justified because this match has money written all over it, and it's good. But it did remind me of a Becky Light. You know what I mean? For Charlotte.
Oh, Charlotte, yeah.
Yeah, it was very, very Becky Light. That's for damn sure. So I do hope that they take Charlotte's character elsewhere.
With the way she ended up. Yeah,
because I'm completely okay with the heel Charlotte. Heel Charlotte is the best Charlotte.
I heard SummerSlam for Charlotte, and
I heard Royal Rumble.
Well, man, there you go. Okay. Royal Rumble. They're probably gonna make an exception or something. They're gonna build it pretty good. I hope.
Dude, I was really considering. You can ask my wife. I was really considering going to Royal Rumble in Phoenix. It's in Phoenix, dude.
It's in Phoenix?
Yeah, I was like checking out the tickets. I was like, oh, NXT on Saturday. January, yeah. I was like, oh, NXT on Saturday, and then Royal Rumble on Sunday, and I was like, I don't need to go to Raw or SmackDown. Who cares? You know what I mean? I can watch it at home. But I want. It's a 4-day thing in Phoenix that weekend, and then so I was like, oh, you know, like I just want to do, you know, NXT, and because I've been wanting to go to an NXT show. While they came here during the summer, I've been wanting to go to an NXT Takeover show. Yeah. I think it's completely different. But yeah, I wanted to do that, but I don't know, man. It's expensive, dude. And they're doing it at a baseball stadium for Royal Rumble in January.
January what?
I think it's late January.
Bro, let me know.
I think it's late January. I would do Saturday and Sunday. I wouldn't do Monday. I wouldn't do Monday for Raw or Tuesday for SmackDown.
Do they do packages?
I don't know. That's a good question. They do WrestleMania packages, but this is a good question. They may do packages. I'm gonna have to take a look at that. But yeah, I've heard Royal Rumble for this match. I've also heard WrestleMania. Regardless, I thought it was a good match. I thought the ending was the only good ending that I actually liked. But like I said, just Charlotte's character, don't take it the Becky route, because Becky's killing it with her thing. I think Charlotte should take it somewhere else, or else they're gonna draw comparisons. And at the end of the day, I think it's only gonna hurt Charlotte's character. Yeah. Because Charlotte's really good, and I think she's a really good heel. But
I don't think she's turning heel. I think it was just towards her, towards Ronda, kind of like we're tired, because everybody, I guess, the girl, you know, they say that everything was handed to her. Yeah. So I guess that was the type of beating that she gave, and that's why everybody even booed her.
It's true. Ronda got a big old boot. Yeah,
so on the way.
What do you think about those boos?
I think it's just because. I don't know, man. It's probably the same thing. You know, people recognize that, you know, it's, even though I think they think that she's been given everything, I guess you can say. And that's how everybody else feels, I guess. Try to make the storyline feel like that. And I guess there's just a certain respect towards Charlotte Flair too. I
agree with that. I was about to say, I think I agree with that. I think that now I like Ronda. I think she's been killing it, man. I except the promos, like I said. Oh, I found out who wrote her promo, the Millennial Man. I'm very disappointed. It was Paul Heyman, apparently.
Paul Heyman did that?
Yeah. I was very disappointed because that was one of the worst promos I've ever heard in my entire life. And I was like, and I heard that Paul Heyman was helping her during that promo. I was like, oh my God, that's disgusting. That was one of the worst promos I've ever heard in my life. I was like, it was super bad. And I was like, oh man, Heyman, don't do this to me, man. I really see you in a high stature here.
Yeah,
you know
when
what I mean?
It comes to promos, yeah.
You know, so it was, and that was a horrible promo. Horrible. It wasn't even the fact how she delivered it. Because she delivered the best she could deliver it. It was what is written. Yeah. What she was saying was, oh my God, it was so bad. So bad. But Ronda's been doing fantastic, and I've been liking how Ronda's been doing. So I mean, I wouldn't have booed her or anything like that. Yes, I like people better. Like I like Charlotte. I mean, I like Charlotte better. Yeah. I do like Becky better. I probably would have cheered Becky. I don't think I would have booed Ronda. I probably would have cheered Charlotte. I don't know if I would have booed Ronda, just because I think Ronda has. You know, she has earned my respect in the fact of what she's doing.
Oh yeah, because she's gotten way better.
Yeah,
her promos have gotten better.
But I do agree with you where, you know, if it was Becky versus Ronda, Becky was going to lose. And I think people would have freaking flipped because right now, Becky's the hottest thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that's where it goes where, yes, Ronda's doing amazing and she's doing great and she's working it through. Yes, she's injuring some people on the way there, but she's her name.
She ain't no Nia Jax.
She ain't no Nia Jax either, but her name is also more popular than Nia Jax. So
yeah,
I guess I can see WWE justifying them keeping her up there, not telling her developmental, except But where was I going with this? Oh yeah, no. But I agree with you. I think the fact that she's got the title already, she's being pushed to beat everybody. Like she's undefeated, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And the certain respect for Charlotte Flair and stuff like that. I think that's where people have gotten sick and tired of it. Like I said, it goes to a point where if you're just a baby face, like a baby face, you're gonna get booed eventually if your character gets stale and if you're just
I think
you're just always winning.
Already.
Yeah, if you're just and people are bored. People like. We know Ronda's going to win every match, and I think that's what people are getting bored of. And I think people are really upset the fact that she's probably going to beat Charlotte Flair next time they meet. She's probably going to beat Becky when they meet. And I think
you know who she's becoming? She's becoming Asuka.
Mm-hmm.
Where people are fucking tired. I'm like, okay, when is she gonna lose?
Yeah, well, I think the difference with Asuka, I grew tired of the undefeated streak. I grew completely tired of that. I'm very much a person that doesn't like. I don't like when they push undefeated streaks way too long. Like when they're supposed to. Like I understand that's a great way to build somebody.
Yeah.
But I always also feel that it comes to a point where when it becomes predictable that the other person's gonna win, I lose interest. Okay. You know what I mean? So. And I lose interest for the character, and that's what was happening with me for Asuka. Asuka now, I've always liked Asuka. I think Asuka's character is a lot better than Ronda Rousey's character, and I think Asuka's character, I like it a lot better. Okay. So I never really would have gone like booed Asuka, I guess you can say. But Ronda's getting that territory where it's just, who else is getting that territory for me? Braun Strowman.
Yeah, that's true. It's just because they haven't done much with them anymore.
Yeah, like
they just have them everywhere.
He's getting to the point with me where I'm kind of getting tired of Strowman, where I'm getting tired of he's just overpowering.
You look at him, and you don't know if he's a heel or if he's a
I
face.
think he's a face now.
He's becoming a face.
Yeah, but I think the complete overmatch and overpowering and making the roster look like dumbasses. Yeah, I absolutely hate that. Like I dislike that.
Well, they're that's why they're putting McIntyre in front of him.
Yeah.
And you can tell McIntyre can stop him, right? Technically, yeah. It looks like he can.
So I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid, but I'm not a fan. That's what I meant to say.
Never mind.
The wrong song. I'm not a fan of undefeated streaks. Again, that might just be me. Other people might feel differently. I'm not a fan of undefeated streaks to a certain point. Yeah. To a certain point, I understand you got to build somebody up, and I get it. But to a certain point, I'm not a fan of undefeated streaks. That's why, like with the whole Asuka thing, perfect time to end the undefeated streak was when Charlotte beat her. I was like, great, because I think if Asuka would have kept going, it would have gone to a territory where I would have just gotten tired of the Asuka character. Yeah. Undefeated streaks, I don't like them. Ronda Rousey's getting to that point where I'm like, she's just gonna win. Why am I gonna bother?
Believe it or not, it's gonna be a Charlotte or Becky that's actually gonna end that streak with her. Who else would?
I hope so.
Who else would it be?
Yeah. I hope so. I think
unless they build somebody else, but it's just that Charlotte has been built and she's not gonna go anywhere. Yeah, you know what I mean.
And I think we've mentioned it. I remember I was saying when Evolution happened, I was like, look, Nikki Bella does not look like she can take on Ronda. Yeah, and I was like, she looks like she could barely take on the Iconics.
Well, put it like this: it's like where are they at now? You they're not gonna come around for a while again. Yeah. They were just here for the Evolution and to promote it and do all that stuff.
Yeah, so then I was saying like Nikki Bella never look like she was going to beat Ronda. I think the two people that look like they can beat Ronda legitly, like if you were to write it in, it's Becky and Charlotte. Yeah, and I guess to a certain extent, Nia looks the part just because of how big she tall and stuff like that. Like she's the what is it, the irresistible force? Or
irresistible force, because of her size. She looks like she can beat her.
Yeah. But I think that I think that she won't, and I think she's already hasn't beat her. And they actually even Nia Jax already have been made to tap out to like Becky and stuff like that too. Last year at I think it's Survivor Series.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. I mean, we could probably talk about this forever, but let's keep moving on because.
Well, we didn't talk about Lesnar.
Yeah, Lesnar and Daniel Bryan. So Lesnar defeated Daniel Bryan. What'd you think about the match?
It was decent. I like that they actually were. They wrestled. They let him wrestle. We all knew Lesnar was gonna win, but I like that. Bryan wasn't like defeated. He was still looking back, smiling at him like, okay, I got you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I am sure that these matches always end like that because, they're both technically the champ, of each brand. So, they can't be laying kind of like how Lesnar usually leaves his opponents,
Yeah, exactly.
So, I like that they let Bryan put up a fight and, almost making Lesnar tap. And it was good. I thought it was good. It was okay.
Yeah, I absolutely hated the beginning. Like
he was dominating him?
Yeah, I hated it.
I was cringing because of his neck. And
I was cringing too.
You would think, right? Because you would think they were probably right, but you can't because Lesnar's known for that. And I'm sure Bryan was like, that's cool with me.
Yeah.
Do it as many times as you want. You know what I mean? So
I hated the beginning of that match. I was like, this is stupid. Like, once again, like I said, I hate, like, to a certain point, I hate domination. I absolutely hate it because I think that as a brand, you I don't know. I'm not a businessman. They've been doing it. I mean, they're a multi-million-dollar company. They could be a billion-dollar company, but they're not.
I thought they were.
Are they? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think they are. Are they valued at $1 billion? I
think so.
I gotta check if WWE is valued at $1 billion. WWE valuation. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know how to read this. What the hell is it? No, that's in thousand.
Worth.
Yeah, how much is WWE worth? Yeah. How? Whoops.
I do all these kind of questions to Google all the time.
Is WWE worth? Let's see. What? No, they're only showing. They're only showing me the shares. But they're not showing me like if you want to outright like just buy WWE right now. You know what I mean? Like how much it'll be.
Yeah, I don't know then.
I think it's in the millions. I think it's in like 100 millions, but I don't know if it's in the billions. But anyways, what was I going with this? Oh yeah. So I don't like domination. I absolutely hate it. I think that as a brand, you're way better off building up a bunch of stars than building up 1, 2, 3 monsters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And again, it might have been because we grew up in the Attitude Era when you didn't have Stone Cold Steve Austin was the major star, but Stone Cold Steve Austin lost a lot of times.
Oh yeah, he would always lose.
And I mean, The Rock was a major star, but he lost a lot of times. You had The Rock, you had The Undertaker, you had Stone Cold Steve Austin, Triple H, Jericho, Kane, Eddie, Benoit.
The Heartbreak Kid,
Shawn Michaels,
The Undertaker.
You had so many people. So you had so many stars that were built up, together.
Everybody loved them, but no matter if they were heels or not.
Yeah.
They were all, and it's now that I think about it, that is true because there's nothing like that anymore.
There isn't.
There's always just that one. People still go back. Oh, like The Rock when he comes, he's still the. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's not that many stars right now.
There isn't.
You would think about who do you.
There isn't. Let's go on forward 10 years from now. Okay. Let's go forward 10 years from now. Somebody like a Balor should be getting a huge ovation 10 years from now. He's probably not going to get a huge ovation because they keep burying him.
Yeah, they do.
You know what I mean? So it's things like that where they just keep burying a bunch of guys that they could probably build up and create. That they could always put in the main event, but they just keep burying these guys. You know what I mean? So it's I don't know. So like I said, that always pissed me off. I hate the whole giving the keys to the car to 1, 2, 3 people. I don't like that. I think it's a van, everybody join along because that's gonna get us the most money. At least I don't own a $1 million company, so I don't know. But like I said, growing up in the Attitude Era, I like the fact that you have a bunch of stars, not 1, 2, 3 stars, but you have a bunch of stars that you could always put in the main event. The main event was always fresh.
Yeah.
Because you can put whoever you wanted. Right now, it's always going to be Braun. It's always going to be Braun. How many times? Braun's been main eventing or getting the WWE Championship or Championship title, Universal title, and Brock Lesnar for like 2 years with Roman. With Roman too, him
and Roman have.
It's been like 2 years since it's legitimately every pay-per-view was them. Until a little bit more recently, but still, it's gonna just keep going them with Lesnar thrown in there, and it just gets stale, it gets boring.
Yeah, that's what was going on. Everybody was just getting bored of the main event. This main event was different. It was good. I liked it.
So going back to this main event, I absolutely was starting to hate this match because I was like, oh freaking, they're just dominating Daniel Bryan. This is stupid. Like, remember I talked about on the podcast last week, I was like, give them a good 15-20 minutes and they'll be able to put up a good match, like, but give them a good like that. So then my brother wasn't watching Survivor Series live. He had to go to sleep because he works like in the AM. And then he texted me on Monday morning. He was like, hey, I'm back from work, I'm gonna watch Survivor Series. So what do you think about the Brock Lesnar and Daniel Bryan match? And I was like, well, be patient with it. Because it starts off to get on your nerves, but then it goes on to, okay, it wasn't that bad.
It wasn't bad.
And that's how I felt again. So
I give it like a 6, 7.
Yeah, maybe. So it started off to me, it was getting on my nerves so bad. I absolutely started to hate that match. And then as I kept going, I was like, sweet, okay, it's getting better. And I was like, at the end of the day, I was like, okay, this was a decent match.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, I liked it. I thought it was decent. And they gave him good 18 minutes. Yeah, 18 minutes and 50 seconds. Yeah. And like you said, Daniel Bryan at least did not look like he was like completely flattened and like I need to stretcher him out and take him to the hospital. That would have made him look horrible. He looked good. He looked like he was laughing, getting up. And then Lesnar. So Lesnar, we've talked about this. Lesnar can sell if you ask him to sell. Lesnar can freaking sell if you ask him to sell.
I'm glad that he was able to sell the match. Mm-hmm. You can tell that. You know how we talked about this before, that to Daniel Bryan, this was a dream match for him.
Yeah.
He's always wanted. So I'm sure, they coordinated this right, and Lesnar was on. And you can tell when Brock Lesnar was on the same page with you.
I completely agree with
this match. Yeah. Brock Lesnar was on the same page with Daniel Bryan. You can tell they somewhat coordinated this match. Yeah. They talked and everything, and I was like, okay, cool. Because we've seen matches where you can tell Lesnar
just didn't care,
didn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
and you could even hear him talking shit to them.
Yeah,
while he's doing what he's doing. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it looks like Lesnar was in a good mood,
and I'm glad
he likes Bryan.
Yeah,
and they have a good relationship.
And I'm glad because also last year's match with AJ Styles, it was also good. It was
also a good match. Yeah,
it was also good, and yes, and he sold for AJ as well. He sold for AJ. He sold for Bryan. So, like I said, Lesnar is good, man. Lesnar is good, and he can.
It's because Lesnar's not the same Lesnar from 10 years ago.
Oh, absolutely not.
Where Lesnar was doing flipping, a big dude. You know what I mean? Lesnar's a good wrestler. Let's not give it to him. It's just that people just oversee him because they're just like, ugh.
Because the way he's being written.
Because the way he's being written.
Yeah.
Lesnar can be he's not even bad on the mic, believe it or not.
Yeah, he's not.
He hasn't had Paul Heyman forever. Yeah. He's had his mic times, and he's good for his size and how big he is.
Yeah.
He's a good wrestler. It's just that the way now he's just dominant. He's like kind of like a Braun.
Yeah. The way they're writing him, it just kind of sucks. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I completely agree with that. Where they're just writing him as too much of a dominant force. And they're just kind of bearing other talent. But I understand that this match. I understand that Brock had to win this match, and it's okay. But I like I said, when Lesnar is on the same page, he'll give you a good match and he'll sell for you. And I think that with Daniel Bryan's like 5'9" maybe at the most. Yeah. You know what I mean? And Lesnar sold for him pretty well. He was like he was limping. He sold for him, and I was like, that's good. You know what I mean? That's good. I like when even a monster is not total domination, but even if you're gonna lose, even if you're gonna win, the monster's gonna win. You at least show that, man, this guy actually gave me a fucking fight, and he actually made me like fight for this. You know what I mean? That I don't mind. You know what I mean? So if you're going to have those monsters and stuff like that, I don't mind if they're going to win if you just make sure that you make the opponent look good.
You let him, you gotta give the opponent like, okay, the opponent was actually good. It's just like this dude was just way too much.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I like that. I think it was a good match. From the beginning. I mean, not from after that, the whole Suplex City for 1,000 times.
Yeah. It went from being bad to being pretty decent good. Yeah, I agree. It was 6.5. I would have probably given it. Maybe. No, I don't know about a 7. 6.5. I think I would have given it.
Cool.
Yeah. Anyways, let's move on to Raw. What we thought about Raw. Oh my God, Raw was a freaking mess. So remember I was telling you when you just came in, I was telling you, hey, so I read that they were still writing the script for Raw as Raw was going on the air.
Yeah, you did.
And it shows, because this Raw was probably one of the worst Raws of the year. At least to me.
I don't remember it much. I did watch it I watched it on the phone. So
Okay.
I watched it in parts. It was all right. I was doing something else.
You were distracted. Yeah,
I was a little distracted.
Yeah.
So I know in the beginning it was all with Baron Corbin. And,
yeah, it was like the first hour was all.
Oh yeah, the first hour was just talking.
Yeah, man, it was weird. So Baron Corbin, he comes out, he gloats about sweeping SmackDown, let's put down their quotations there, at the Survivor Series. So Stephanie McMahon comes out and congratulates the Raw roster, and then Baron Corbin asks to be made the permanent general manager, but Braun Strowman interrupts him and says he wants to get his hands on Corbin. So McMahon made a match at TLC between Corbin and Strowman. If Corbin beats Strowman, he'll be the permanent general manager of Raw. If he loses, which he is, he loses all power on Raw. McMahon also announced that if Strowman can beat Corbin, he'll get the title shot against Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble. So then Strowman said he could pick the stipulation and called it to be a TLC match. So everything's going to go. Tables, ladders, and chairs are going to go in that match. Corbin's going to get destroyed for sure.
Yep.
Corbin tried to make a handicap match later in the evening against Strowman, but Stephanie McMahon interrupted and announced that it would be a 6-man tag match, and it will be next. So the match was Braun Strowman, Elias, and Finn Balor defeated Drew McIntyre, Bobby Lashley, and Baron Corbin. McIntyre eliminated Balor with the Claymore. Then Elias was counted out after Lashley speared him on the outside. And then Strowman landed the running power slam on Corbin. But McIntyre attacked him with a chair to earn the disqualification. So then McIntyre and Lashley beat Strowman around ringside. Corbin breaks the chair, blah, 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 blah. What do you think?
And that's when they do the arm thing, right?
Yeah, the arm thing. Which apparently he is legitimately injured.
He was bleeding.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't sure if he was injured. I wasn't sure, but I kept reading. I was like, yeah, I guess he's injured. I might have to get some more confirmation from my sources, the internet.
I don't know. It was cool. I think it was a decent match.
Yeah, it was okay.
It was okay.
Yeah. Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose have been playing hide and seek all day. Yeah. Pretty much been playing hide and seek. Let's talk about that. I don't know if did you watch it on Hulu? Or you watched it live?
I watched it on the phone.
On the
phone. That means I got to watch this.
Okay, so did you hear that line about Ambrose about saying, "Hey, you know what?
About
that Roman is getting what he deserves." I guess you can say. What did you think about that?
It's kind of fucked up, and the thing is that they emphasize. But this is the thing. I think that something like that they probably had to run through Roman.
I think so too.
That's something you don't play with, so I'm pretty sure Roman's like, I don't care, do whatever you want. But it's like, I'm sure it's not something Dean would actually say, So it's like,
yeah,
I don't know. Sometimes it's like the same thing as the Earnhardt thing.
Yeah,
I feel like they just don't care. So
yeah, that's not his dad. Yeah,
like or whatever. If this sells, then why not?
Yeah, exactly. They've done that. They did it when Eddie Guerrero passed away, and that's when Eddie Guerrero passed away. Randy Orton was like, that's why Eddie's dead, or something. I remember something like that. It was. He brought in real life death into that. So WWE is known to do that. It's cheap. I mean, let's be honest, it's cheap. But it's not that they haven't done it before. They've done it before. I didn't like it. I thought it was cheap. You can do something else with it. But WWE has been known to do cheap
stuff
like that, like cheap low blows like that. But again, I really do hope that at least they got the family's permission.
I'm sure.
Just like the whole Eddie thing when Randy Orton did that, I'm hope that they ran it through Vicky and and all that stuff. Sure. I'm sure they did. I think it will be at least the least you can do if you're gonna do something like that. But yeah, they've done that plenty of times, so I wasn't surprised by it. Yeah. But it's cheap. You know what I mean? So yeah, Lars Sullivan, man. They keep playing a video hyping up that he's gonna come out of Raw SmackDown.
Oh, the big dude.
He was in NXT. He's really good, man. Yeah, he's good. He's a good big dude. But again, I just hope they don't make him like undefeated and all this crap. I just hate those characters. I might be the only one in the world that hates those characters, but I hate those characters. Nia Jax, #facebreaker according to Michael Cole, and Tamina defeated Was it? It's boss time. Michael Cole also likes to do that, and I fucking hate it.
Sasha Banks.
Michael Cole is doing has a lot of catchphrases that I'm starting to hate. You know what I mean? Like he would do it with Roman. He was like, "It's the big dog," and then it's like, He boss time.
He emphasizes.
No, it's hashtag face breaker.
He emphasized it on the.
Oh my god, it's so cringy, dude. So cringy. But yeah, they defeated Sasha Banks and Bayley when Jax pinned Bayley after connecting with the Samoa drop. Blah 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 blah. What are we doing? Oh yeah, the PP segment. Backstage, they made fun of Drake Maverick for peeing his pants at the hands of the Big Show at Survivor Series. Maverick yelled at Chad and Gable and Bobby Roode, and they said they'll pay for it against the AOP later this evening. What do you think about that backstage segment?
I thought it was funny. I don't know. Sometimes I like that corny.
You like the corniness?
Corny stuff. I thought it was funny.
I guess out of the corny segments for Raw and SmackDown, I preferred the SmackDown one with the whole Thanksgiving thing.
Oh, that one was better. But I just thought this one was cool. Whatever. It is. Raw wasn't that great, bro. So.
It sucked, dude. So 3-on. Okay, this was really weird. So 3-on-2 handicap match: The Revival versus the Lucha House Party. Lindsay Dorado pinned Dash Wilder after landing the shooting star press. It was legitimately a handicap match.
It was, but I like the Lucha House Party. They're good, bro.
They are good, but I don't know if I like them.
No,
I don't know.
I like.
I think they're annoying me.
And they had a good match with them, though.
But you know what? If they do kind of like what they've been doing with the New Day, where it's like, I just hope they don't keep doing handicap matches.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? I think that was stupid. Yeah, or 3-on-3 or 2-on-2, but you get to pick whoever you want. You know what I mean? Like I'm all for the, what do they call the Freebird rule? Yeah. I think that's what they call it. The Freebird rule. But this was a handicap match. This wasn't even Freebird rule. It's freaking tongue twister. Ronda Rousey hits the ring and cuts the promo about being the true champion. Rousey took her jacket off and called for a challenge to come out and fight for her title. Corbin comes out to the ring and denies her request to defend the title. And then Rousey talked to Corbin and letting her defend the title. And she said she's going to back. He's going to go back and find a challenger, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, cool. They're going to find somebody. It's Mickie James. Yeah, Mickie James just comes out to get defeated. To get demolished by Ronda.
It's not like she's going to win.
Yeah, it was not. She was going to win. Ronda tapped Mickie James with the armbar. Then Nia Jax came out and polished off her knuckles as Ronda celebrated her win at the top of the stage. That was so stupid, too. At the end, so Ronda was celebrating. She was getting booed, right? I think Raw had better reaction. It was mixed reaction for Raw. Yeah, so it was just all boos. But then Nia Jax comes out and she like puts her fist back like she was gonna punch her, and then she's like, nah, and she just kind of goes like this to her fist. It's so freaking corny, dude. They're really pushing this, and it's so bad. It is so corny and so bad, dude. It's like cringy, dude. There's a lot of things that were just becoming really cringeworthy. Chad Gable and Bobby Roode defeated. Oh yeah, they defeated the Author of the Pain. This was really a surprise.
It was a Cradle, I think, was it?
It was a roll up.
Oh, it was a roll up.
Yeah. So Gable pinned Akam.
Gonna get a
title match. But see, that's good. AOP came in as undefeated, so like that. But then that you use Chad Gable and Bobby Roode to come in and help out a little bit. You know what I mean? And get the division kind of going again. You freaking almost dropped the microphone, didn't you? Jesus.
No, yeah, I like the match. The match was decent. I don't think they're gonna win with that.
No, they're
match,
not.
But at least they're giving them the opportunity and making AOP defeatable. AOP. AOP.
Yeah, defeatable, exactly. And at the same time, you push a tag team up too. You know what I mean? And not make the whole division look like, like idiots.
Yes, sir.
Natalya defeated Ruby Riott when she rolled her up.
I didn't watch this. For some reason, I don't know why.
This is okay, if I remember correctly. This is okay. I like the Riot Squad a lot, though, dude.
I know you mention it every time.
Almost every week I mention it, dude. I'm a fan of the Riot Squad. Ambrose cuts a promo. He goes to the ring, cuts a promo when Rollins comes out running to the ring to attack him. Ambrose tries to escape through the crowd, but Rollins threw him back into the ring. To ringside. Rollins then tries to curb stomp him, but then Ambrose moves and hits the low blow. That's what the heels are doing now, I guess. Just low blowing everybody.
They like balls. Te gustan los huevos.
Los huevos rancheros.
So Raw was crap.
It was. It was. Even the ending, it was just bad, dude. And it sucks because I actually like Ambrose and I like Rollins, and I think Rollins can be a ginormous babyface, and I think Ambrose can be a ginormous heel. But it's just like, I don't know like where this is moving. I don't know.
We will see what happens at TLC because they're gonna have an Intercontinental Championship.
The good thing is that it's Thanksgiving weekend. We can forget about this ever happened, and Raw can redeem themselves next week because it was
Rollins and Ambrose a TLC match.
Yeah, or a ladder match.
That would be something like that. That would be good because they both are good at matches.
And make it interesting, man. I'm hating this. It sucks. Like, so far as this feud has been, well, I mean, granted, it just barely started technically. Well, even though it's been going on for like 3-4 weeks now.
Yeah.
It like now they're just kind of barely putting the wheels in motion with this, I guess you can say. But so far it's just been sucking. So I don't know, man. Hopefully they do something. Anyways, we get SmackDown Live now, which SmackDown was not that good neither, but it was better than Raw.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. We get Becky Lynch Jr. Charlotte Flair on the microphone talked about beating Ronda Rousey at Survivor Series. Paige comes out and finds her for putting her hands on the referees. The Iconics interrupts Charlotte, setting up the match after the commercial break. So then Charlotte defeated Billie Kay, and then she defeated Peyton Royce.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, it was. I was tweeting all week, dude. About everything. I think I tweeted. What was it? Everybody kept chanting, "We want Becky, right?
Yeah.
And then I gotta look for the tweet. I'm looking for the tweet right now, but I liked it. Where is it? I guess did I retweet it or something? Or maybe I liked it. Yeah. So everybody was like, "We want Becky," and then people were like on Twitter were like, "Where is it? Damn it, Becky! Where did you put that tweet?" Oh, here we go. So there's a tweet. Somebody tweeted at Becky and it said, "Is the man going to make an appearance tonight on SmackDown?" Whatever, right? And then Becky responded and said, "I think I already have. I got fined $100,000 and beat the Iconics apparently." Yeah.
Oh, shit.
That was hilarious. And then people were like, "Yeah, Charlotte's just a bootleg version of you right now." So, but it's kind of true. That's what I'm saying. I like Charlotte as a heel, but they gotta be careful because if they really make her too similar to Becky already owns that. So they gotta be careful and they gotta make sure that they can make it different.
She said apparently.
Apparently, yeah, dude. It was so funny. Oh, dude, she's also been getting on a Twitter feud with Jericho. Did you see that? Oh my God, dude! Dude, it's so funny. Let me see if I can find it. Hold up. It is amazing that Twitter feud, dude. It was insane, dude. Like, Becky's just destroying everybody that just touches her, dude. Let me see if I can find it. But it was where is it? Let's see. Where the hell is it? Because it was so funny. I need to find this. I'm going to find this. The man, when was it? 3 days ago? No. Did I just pass it? Maybe I passed it. Let me go to Becky's thing, because it was insane, dude. So Jericho was giving props to WWE, right? I'm still trying to find it, but Jericho was giving props to WWE. Let me see, and saying, "Hey, congratulations WWE on making the women's division the best thing on the show, right? Or on TV." And then let's see, where is it? Because I want to say how she said it because I think it was really funny. I'm still trying to find it. Sorry, guys. Where the hell is it? Damn it, Becky. Let me see. Okay. Let me just search for it. Becky Jericho, because it was super funny, dude. But yeah, so then Jericho. Becky and Jericho. Let's see if that helps out. Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, so then Becky responds, "Nope, that was me," saying like, "No, it wasn't WWE, that was me, what I'm doing." And then Jericho responds, "Yeah, Yes, for sure. With an assist to Nia Jax for breaking her face, of course. and then Becky responds saying, "The sucker punch drew blood for sure. Little known fact though, I actually got the concussion from trying to listen to your last album." I'm like, boy, she murdered Jericho, dude. Rest in peace, Jericho.
Did Jericho respond?
I think he did, but it was nothing as like good as she. No, dude, that thing got like 1 billion likes. It was like crazy, dude. It was like, I was like, dude, she's insane on Twitter, dude.
That was good.
She'll go after everybody. A couple of weeks ago, she was going after Rollins. She keeps going after Ronda. She was going after Nia. She's going after Jericho. It's like nobody is safe, and I like it. You know what I mean? Anyways, Miz TV hosted Miz TV. When The Miz hosted Miz TV with Shane McMahon, The Miz talked about his Survivor. What was it? Miz talked up his and McMahon Survivor Series performance. He then asked McMahon to be his tag team partner, and then here comes a couple of jobbers called the Bryant brothers.
I know, I saw that.
You saw that? And then Corey Graves was like, "Wow, they look identical." Dude, I was cracking up at that. I was like, oh yeah, sure. I guess they look identical. The Bryant brothers defeated The Miz and Shane McMahon after Dane Bryant pinned The Miz with a roll-up.
Oh yeah, I forgot that they lost.
This guy's independence price tag just went up. He pinned a former WWE champion and WrestleMania main eventer.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I would be like, oh yeah, my asking price? Oh yeah, man. No, it's going to go up by a couple of thousand now.
It went from 2 to 5, all right?
To 5,000. Mm-hmm. I just been the former WWE champion. Probably a Hall of Famer.
That's
in The
true.
Miz, yep. And, yeah. And I guess the best tag team ever? Is that what they were calling themselves?
Yeah. Well, no, and he's 1/3 part of the best wrestler in the world.
No, he's 2/3, remember? 2/3 part of the best wrestler in the world. Yeah, exactly, right? He's 2/3 part of the best wrestler in the world. So technically the Bryant brothers defeated the best tag team in the world, or the hell they were called, or the best team ever.
Yeah.
Best team ever is now 0-1. But yeah, apparently this is leading to Miz turning babyface and McMahon turning heel.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. That's the plan. WrestleMania match between them.
And still being the commissioner.
Yeah. I guess that's the plan. Thanksgiving feast fight. New Day defeated The Bar. So Big E slammed a turkey into the face of Sheamus for the pinfall. After the match, the New Day hit Cesaro with Thanksgiving side
bad
dishes.
for Cesaro, but that must have hurt because they were throwing those things hard at his face.
It was this was funny. I gotta admit, it was funny. Asuka and Naomi defeated Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose. They skipped Mandy Rose's entrance. I was like, man, John must be pissed right now.
I know. I saw her in the ring, and I was like,
what?
So I was watching it with a friend, and I was like, hold on. Mandy Rose is coming. That's the best entrance there is. It's like, I don't get it. And I was all like, just look at her.
Just look at her, right? No, Mandy Rose's entrance is awesome.
Yeah,
bro.
no, but her wrestling has gotten way better as well.
I agree, man. I agree. Good for them. Good for, Mandy. Sonya Deville's gotten way better as well. The Riot Squad, have gone better.
I think her and they're gonna give her a push soon because they're separating her from Deville. You can tell that they're doing that little tension in between them a little bit.
I think so too. And again, this goes about the women's division is getting so good, like so good, and there is a need for a secondary title. Whether it's a tag team belt or whether it's like their own version of the Intercontinental Championship, whatever the hell it is, there is a need. And there's also more women down developmental who are knocking at the doors of the main roster.
There's a lot of women, yes.
You know what I mean? So WWE needs to get their act together and get these women more belts because there's a lot of them that deserve it. Like I said, a tag team belt. You got the Riot Squad.
I think the tag team belt is what's needed right now.
Right now, Yeah, I agree. I think the tag team belt is absolutely needed immediately, and I think within the next 2 years, you're gonna see a need for a mid card belt. Yeah, for sure. Daniel Bryan, he hits the ring and said he doesn't accept failure. Daniel Bryan's not referring to himself as in third person, which I like. It's almost like The Rock, right? The Rock says, and The Rock this, and The Rock that. Daniel Bryan, the new Daniel Bryan, says he won Survivor Series because he allowed Brock Lesnar to beat the weakness out of him. I thought it was a great promo.
It was good. I like him. I like his heel.
Yeah, I do too.
Heel turn. I liked his, like I told you, it was like kind of, he looks a little sadistical. He looks a little crazy, kind of that weird kid that that's what he looks like, and it's cool.
But you know what? I like it because I know I saw Twitter and people were like, oh, you know, wearing that cardigan or that sweater you got wearing. I was like, dude, it's so perfect though. Like even that sweater gets on your nerves. You know what I mean? Like
the beard, the hair, everything goes with
everything goes with him. The way he dresses,
the way he walks,
the way he's walking,
the way his creepy, like his monkey type of walk.
Yeah,
like I like it.
I like it too. It's very sadistic. It's almost like a vegan gone evil.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like environmentalist gone evil or something like that.
Yes, and his good, man. I like it, and you can tell his wrestling's a little more, and I think it's more technical.
Yeah,
I feel like when he's in this character, but it's good. I liked it.
I like it too. I'm glad that they turned him heel. He needed something fresh, especially since he can wrestle now, and I'm sure that he would like to wrestle for a few more years and stuff like that.
And I think he's gonna beat AJ Styles in TLC.
I think so too. I think they're going for the long run, man.
This is his reign.
Yeah,
this is his time.
This is going to be easy until WrestleMania or even after. I think this is. Yeah, I agree with you. I think they're in this for the long run because I think this character has gotten a little interesting. But yeah, I like it a lot. Main event saw Rey Mysterio versus Randy Orton. Mysterio went for the slide underneath the ropes, and Randy Orton came with an RKO on the outside. That was really cool. That RKO was cool.
Bro, that RKO was sick.
It was cool.
I like how quick Randy Orton is, man.
Yeah. So, yeah, Randy Orton pulled Mysterio inside, hit him with another RKO, and then for the pinfall victory. After the match, Orton put a chair around Mysterio's neck and slammed it into the steel post, and then Mysterio's mask falls off. Orton celebrates with the mask as the official tended to a bleeding
Mysterio.
They covered his face with a towel.
You can tell there's probably going to be another match for this, probably in TLC.
Yeah,
because this is 1-1.
Is it? Oh, that's right. It is 1-1.
Mysterio beat him for
qualifying. I think
at the Royal, Crown
Jewel. You're right.
He beat him so in this one, but I like that Orton beat him fair and square. That RKO was crazy, bro.
Oh yeah.
We've already seen Rey Mysterio's face, so we're not offended.
No, I know how it looks like. SmackDown. What do you think, man?
I think it was better than Raw. It wasn't that much better, but it's just it was just a little better.
So we were talking about before we started recording. We were talking about SmackDown, right? And I was mentioning to you, or Survivor Series, and I was mentioning to you, I was like, you know what? I'll put a pause on it because I want to talk to you about this on the air.
Yeah.
So we were talking about that SmackDown was decent, whatever. But the thing that pissed me off about SmackDown was the fact that Survivor Series went unnoticed. They got demolished at Survivor Series. I was like, okay, fine. If you're going to do that 0-6, whatever, or 6-1, whatever the hell it was, if you're going to do that, sure, whatever. I hated it, but if you're going to do that, that's fine. Just go ahead and lead to something good. I was expecting SmackDown to be like, okay, something good's going to happen. I was expecting Shane to be like, F this, all you guys did this, all you guys did that. I'm firing people, or I'm doing something. I wanted something to happen, some type of change, some type of no, we get the Bryant brothers and we get the best team ever. Everything's ignored. Everybody's happy. They don't care.
Yeah, he did mention it, but it was nothing. It was just kind of like a...
It was business as usual, and I hated it.
The only people that said something about it was the New Day.
Yeah.
With their shirts just making that statement. The people did kind of... they chanted, and they did... The announcers did say something, but then it was just over. And I absolutely hated it. I was like, what was the whole point if you're just going to ignore that storyline that you technically were trying to build towards? Yeah. I mean, you were trying to build that, and you were saying clean sweep for a reason. Yeah. Fine. I hated that, but if you were going to do it, then at least give us the reason why you did it, and at least give us a good, a good story with this. But no, legitimately, it was business as usual on Tuesday. You know what I mean? If they would have at least hinted, Vince or Shane McMahon would have been like, you know what? Next week, there's got to be some cleanup. Maybe they're like, maybe they don't want to do it this week because of the whole thing's being weak.
People are going on vacation. People might forget.
Yeah, because at Raw they made a big deal about it.
Yeah, exactly.
And over here I don't know. I don't know why they did that. They're not going to talk about it anymore until
if they legitimately ignore that, then it once again goes to show that WWE writers just sometimes don't know what the hell they're doing.
They just let it be. It was probably SmackDown was probably the same shit.
And so that's
all right. You guys lost. Let's just ignore it. Nobody's gonna know. Fuck it.
And that pissed me off. And I was legitimately like waiting all day with SmackDown. I was like, wow. Like I was expecting a good storyline come out of this. I was like, okay, cool, whatever. I didn't like the fact that you did 0-6 or clean sweep, whatever. But if you're gonna do it, give us something good coming out of that. Yeah. And it literally was business as usual. Again, hopefully it changes on Tuesday, just like I hope Raw changes on Monday. They both were not good. Raw was one of the worst of the year. SmackDown was not good. But again, one of the things that pissed me off was the fact that there was no changes. There was no need to address the clean sweep or sadness or anger or any emotion. It was just like business as usual, and I thought that was stupid. You know what I mean? And again, for Fox shelling out whatever money was it in the hundreds million or billions, whatever it was for SmackDown?
For business as usual.
They buried SmackDown when they got money from Fox, and I was like, okay, cool. Maybe they'll lead to a storyline which builds SmackDown into a more dominant brand.
I don't know. I did notice that. Nothing. I did notice that. I did think they were at least gonna say something about it.
Yeah.
Something. Emphasize on it, but. They just are like, oh, yes, we lost. That's cool. So
nothing.
For show.
Nothing. I hated it. Anyways, that is it for us today. You have anything else to add?
Not really.
This podcast went a long time because it was a really bad week in wrestling, I think.
It was.
Except for Saturday NXT. NXT was great.
I really hope that we get a little, not a redo, but like a little fresh start on Monday.
Look, I was going to say, luckily, it's Thanksgiving weekend. I'll forget about it. You know what I mean?
And hope that TLC is a better...
Hopefully TLC is way better. Hopefully Raw and SmackDown lead me in a better feeling because this week in wrestling sucked.
It did.
Bad.
It did. So now let's forget about wrestling. Let's think about our loved ones. And be thankful. I'm thankful for this podcast.
Yeah, I'm thankful for the people listening. I'm thankful for our podcasts. I'm thankful for water because my throat is dry right now.
Yes, and I'm thankful for Mike's water because I always get one every day that I'm here.
It's true. You always rob my water. It's true.
Anyways, well, happy Thanksgiving. I hope everybody is having a very good Thanksgiving.
Yeah, celebrate with friends, family. Even if you're celebrating by yourself, just be happy.
And if you're working, I feel you because I'll be up there with you. And your phone is ringing.
Yeah, I don't know why my phone is ringing. I have to pick it up a little bit.
So happy Thanksgiving. God bless everybody out there. And
yeah, man. We'll see you guys next week. So make sure you guys catch us on YouTube, on Apple Podcasts, on Google Podcasts. Oh, the Twitters and the Instagrams, even though I've been very active on Twitter. I keep forgetting. I got to give you the password for it. But yeah, on Twitter and on Instagram, we are at TBAW Podcast. Make sure you guys find us at TBAW Podcast. That's us on Twitter and Instagram. So we're on YouTube at the Below Average Wrestling Podcast. We're on Apple Podcast. We are on Google Podcasts. We are on, what else are we on? Shoot. I think we're on Stitcher. Did I say Stitcher? Maybe we're not on Stitcher. I don't know anymore. Oh, Spotify. We're on Spotify. But we're on a bunch of stuff. So go ahead and look for us there and listen to us and review us and rate us and leave us a comment, man.
Yes, leave us a comment. And
especially on YouTube. Leave us a comment.
I don't even know what to say anymore. Yeah, leave us a comment and we'll respond.
All right. We'll see you guys next week. You guys have a good holiday weekend. See ya.
Peace.